understand and I acknowledge that I only need to see what he has learned, not what others are learning. So you just need to keep in your mind, it's not ranking system. It's not a comparing system. It's only a measure to see what your children have learned. It's quite flexible, as I already mentioned. It's for all students in New Zealand, coming from whatever background. It does not treat you whether you are Asian or you are Muslim or you are Maori or Pacific or whatever. So it's for everyone. It treats every student in New Zealand equally and equitably. It provides you a path to go to the university. It also at the same time provides you a pathway if you are planning for an industry qualification. Industry qualification and job related, work related qualifications are different, but still NCEA covers those qualifications. If you simply want to leave the school at a certain point while you are achieving NCEA level 2, level 3, and you want to do some job, you can do that. So there are options available, which we'll definitely discuss. You can also complete NCEA at tertiary organizations. It's not only secondary schools where you can achieve NCEA. You are working in an automotive industry, in a chemical industry, pharmaceutical industry, still you can achieve NCEA. Those qualifications which I am going to explain today are actually connected with workplace also. You are teaching, at the same time you can achieve some NCEA qualification. You are working in a pharmaceutical industry, at the same time you can get a chance to achieve some qualifications, some credits, which I'll explain to you later. Can also be completed while working or while using some tertiary organization. NCEA level 2 actually provides entry to jobs and tertiary courses. So this is the minimum criteria as far as NCEA explains, that you need to complete so that you can do a particular job pathway, or you can select some of the tertiary organizations to achieve further qualifications. Universities and employers use NCEA results to see how much you have learned, what do you know, how much skills you have, what capabilities you have. So it's really important to understand the system of NCEA, how it works with university on one hand and how it works with the employer industry on the other. Because when you achieve your NCEA qualification, it shows what skills and what capabilities you have, which help you to get into university or higher studies for degrees, masters, and if you want to work, employer, industry employer, they also look at your qualifications, and your qualification shows many things. There are different courses and levels, as I said, so it presents a variety of courses which covers many things. It has a mix of assessment which varies for every student depending on school and student choice. So every school is different, many schools are different. Some schools offer some courses, but another school will not or may not offer those courses. So you have to be very careful what is on offer. Not all the schools are same in offerings, and not all the students are same in achieving those qualifications by attending one particular course. So it also involves an internal external qualifications assessment. So you also need to understand, when you talk to your children about achieving those qualifications, you also need to understand what kind of assessments are involved. Sometimes some of the courses and some of the components of the courses are assessed internally by the teacher of the school where your children are studying. But some of the components of some of the courses, some of the subjects are assessed externally, which means your school's teachers has nothing to do with that. They can learn in the school, however, they will be assessed externally by another school's teachers or another teacher which is appointed by NZQA. So it's a mix of internal external assessment. I'll definitely discuss few more things about that. Internal assessment carried out by teachers, as I said, throughout the year. So every school has a schedule when they will assess what subject and what component. For example, if your child is doing mathematics, there are many components: geometry, trigonometry, algebra, statistics. So school teachers will decide when they have one component of algebra to be assessed, and you will get some credits, what I'll explain some later. External assessment carried out at the end of each year through national examination. We have heard about NCEA examination. So at the end of academic year, external examinations happen, which we call them external examinations for many of the subjects, for many of the standards. I'll show you. Yes, November, December is the tentative time for national examination, and then they take like 2-3 months to announce results. But usually it happens during November and December. You rightly said that. So then there are some terminologies which you as parents and the children who are studying in this system need to understand. What does it mean? NCEA qualification is distributed or is presented by means of credits. So credit is a unit which shows how much have you achieved about a particular subject in a particular course. So there are courses. Courses are subjects. For mathematics, for example, we have 3 courses. Then each courses is considered as a standard. Each standard has some credits. So let us start with the basic unit, which is credit. To gain it, every student needs to achieve a specific number of credits. So if you want to achieve some subjects as a standard, you have to achieve all the credits available under that particular standard. Mathematics is a standard. Geometry is a standard. Physics is a standard. Basic physics is a standard. Under each standard, school will definitely explain to you. Every school has different number of credits available under each subject. So whatever credits are available, students need to achieve them by passing through some assessments. Credits can be built up over the year or even more than a year. Throughout the year, as soon as you enter an assessment, as soon as you pass an assessment, you achieve some credits. It's just like a video game. To me, it looks like video game. When you pass through some phases, you achieve some coins, isn't it? And then you have some time for a particular phase, you have less credits. For another difficult phase, you have more credits. So it's exactly work like this. You do an assessment. Assessment gives you an indication. If you pass that assessment, you will get, for example, 10 credits. So for physics, you achieve by passing one assessment 10 credits. Then you will have another assessment, assessment 1, assessment 2, assessment 3, assessment 4.
What about the marking of this?
On the basis of marking, as I mentioned, internal marking, for example. So teacher marks and teacher gives you an indication that you have achieved that, you have completed. I'll explain to you how do they grade that. But suppose you have achieved that. So after achieving, you will have those credits in your record. So in different system, especially in Asian countries, in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, we used to give marks, percentages, 50%, 10%, 80%. They have different system. At the minimum level, we say that you have achieved that. And if you have achieved that, you will get credits. If there is an assignment of 5 credits and you pass that, you will automatically get 5 credits. But then on top of it, you will have some more grading system, which I'll explain to you some later. But at the baseline, you need to understand, if you pass one assessment, you will get the credits. So this is the concept of credit. And every year, every educational year, you will get credits. Students keep earning credits at school afterward through study and skill at work. So it's not only that if you are studying at school, you will get credits. If you are on job and you go and study a course which is connected with NCEA, you still can get credits. I recently completed a level 4 qualification in Tero Maori from Open Polytechnic. So that was 1-year course, 4 courses, 15 credits each. So as soon as I finish that, I receive how many credits? 15 times 4, 60 credits. So those credits you can continue earning throughout your life. You can just go to one tertiary organization. If you are attending an English course, if you are attending a finance course, accounts course, all the courses are distributed by means of some credits. And as soon as you pass that course, you achieve those credits.
What about level 4? You told us
Level 4.
Because you are telling here level 1, 2 and 3.
3.
So what about
Level 4 is connected with degree programs. So it's higher studies. It's university studies. But you can still have, I mean, I adopted for level 4. You can have level 3 course. You can have level 2 course. Even there are some level 1 courses. So at this stage of my life, I can still do some level 1 courses if I want to. For example, I really need to learn German language or Spanish language. So there are courses of level 1 available in different tertiary organization. If I achieve that, I will get some credits, and those credits will go directly into my record. So this is what a student achieve. These last forever. So what I recently achieved 60 credits for Terrio Maori language course. Those will remain there in my record.
And it is adding
to my whatever I have achieved, it is always on top of it. So it is an additional thing. So that is why I always suggest my friends that whatever subject you are interested in, just go and try to learn something. Even if I tell you, you will be surprised, those students who are studying, if they start learning driving, there are 4 credits for driving. So by passing learner's license, they will get 2 credits, theory exam only, and those 2 credits will go into their student record. If they pass restricted license, they will get 1 more credit, and if they pass at the age of 18, if they pass full driving class 1, they will get 4 credits. So this is the way this system works here in New Zealand. If you achieve a qualification of electricity, for example, or plumbing or gas practitioner or something like that, whatever you do, always there are credits connected, and you just go through the course description and you will find how many credits are available. So once you pass that course, you will get those credits, and those will be adding to your student or qualification records. NCEA is recognized in, now another very frequently asked question, what is the work of NCEA? So I have been working in this system for last 8 years, and I have seen people moving in and out of the country, and they are totally approved to work in many different organizations, and they get very good qualifications from out of the country universities. UK, US, Canada, everywhere you go, they acknowledge those credits. So it's recognized in many countries, universities around the world, and university entry criteria. Yes, obviously, every university has its own criteria. However, the credits that you achieve in NCEA are acknowledged. If you are taking with you 120 credits from NCEA and the university qualification requires 280, so definitely you need to show to them something else. This is what I'm saying. Every university has different criteria. However, whatever you take with you from NCEA is acknowledged and recognized. Yes, go ahead.
What about New Zealand and Australia? New Zealand has level 1, 2 and 3, year 13. Australia has year 11 and only 12.
They always cross credit things. So there is another terminology, because you are asking this question, so I'm replying to you're using exact terminology. There is a concept of cross crediting. Cross crediting happens when we have 2 different systems, as you mentioned. So they have year 11, 12, and we have year 11, 12 and 13 level 1, 2, 3. So in this case, they don't consider years. They consider how many credits you are bringing with you. If those number of credits matches with the number of credits they want you to have, life is easy and smooth. But if there is a deficiency, for example, they want you to complete 280, as I mentioned already, 280 credits, and you have 180 with you, so there is a deficiency of 100 credits. Those 100 credits you can achieve by doing something else, by doing another course, by doing another qualification in university. Those we do it in here in University of Auckland. I have seen many students who bring, for example, with them 180 credits by completing NCEA 3 level 3 and by doing some other courses. So if one student has got 180 but the university requirement is 240, so there is a deficiency of 60 credits. So what they do, they attempt to learn in another course, and we advise them to learn another course in between. Those courses are technically we call them foundation courses to overcome that deficiency. For example, I have a health science student who want to achieve a qualification in medical and health sciences. He is coming from an international country who is a medical doctor over there. But when we looked at the courses who he has done already from international university, that created 240 credits, and the university requires 310 credits. So there is a deficiency of 70 credits. So I suggested him to go and take another health science course of 60 credits here in New Zealand. And as soon as he will finish that course, the total credit score will be very close to university entrance, and then he will be eligible to get into that university qualification. Same happens in industries. Industries require, when they are announcing, for example, there is a job for deputy manager, but they want you to achieve 300 credits in a particular field. If you don't have that, then you need to go back and complete those credits. And as I said already, there are plenty of courses available in every field. You just need to be mindful of what you need to do, what subject you need to be expert in. Then you can achieve more credits and you can always come back. So this is how this system works. Then there is another terminology that we also need to understand, is standards. So standards are parts of every subject. By doing those standards, you achieve credits. And after passing through particular number of credits, you achieve those standards, educational standards, what we call them. So every subject is divided into standards, and it's different to every school. Physics, for example, in one of the school, Avondale, I recently observed physics is divided into 12 different standards. And then they have assessments under every standards. You do one assessment, you achieve one standard, 14 credit. Then there is another 16 credit. Then there is another 18 credit. Then there is another 6 credits. So they actually divide. It's just like you are dividing subject into topics. Course content, what we call it, course outline. So they divide on the basis of topics and subject, course outline, one subject into standards. So those standards you achieve one by one by passing some assessments. And at the end of each assessment, you get some credits. 4 credits, 8 credits, 12 credits. You just need to collect them, continue collecting them as soon as you complete your qualification.
If we cannot, like physics example, if we cannot get like 20 credits, physics has 20 credits, if we cannot achieve 4 credits, can we repeat it?
Many times, yes, there are resubmissions available, but not always. As I said, the delivery options are always based on school. It depends on school, what they have to offer. Sometimes they offer one standard which is very close to another school's standard, sometimes they don't. So they are like, they are autonomous organizations in delivering. So this is about delivery. Standards are set by NZQA, but delivery is optional. You can have your own delivery. You can deliver physics in 3 different standards. You can deliver same physics in 6 different standards. So it's up to you, because you are autonomous in your own delivery. But by doing whatever delivery method, you would need to achieve same standard. You understand? It's just like you are cooking in the kitchen. If you one dish, go and cook for me butter chicken. Everyone have different steps. So this is what we call a delivery. Delivery, you do your delivery, I would need a set standard of butter chicken. So subject is like this. New Zealand Ministry of Education and New Zealand Qualification Authority has given standards. Every school has its own delivery, way of delivery, method of assessment, number of credits. But in the end, when they come back to the international national system, they need to show that they have achieved this standard. Then only they can be qualified enough. Yes.
Yeah, if you're taking admission in international universities, is NCEA credits are that exactly converted? Like if they're asking for 240, does NCEA 240 means 240? Like in Pakistan, if the O-level student used to take admission in metric, there used to be a conversion system.
O-level is a different system. And
I know that. I'm just asking that if there's certain university requires 240, for example, some university in USA said they want 240 credits. So does NCA 240 credits?
Majority of times, yes. Because credit is a universally accepted term, which in Pakistan, because I have been in Pakistan educational system for very long, more than 20 years, they still don't practice credit as international community practices. So they say we are doing a 3 credit course and they don't understand what they are doing. This happens to, it happened to me too. I had a qualification of saying 240 credit, but it was not 240 credit. There is a definition of credit. Credit is a learning hour. And when you say that I have achieved 3 credit hours, means you have spent 3 learning hours in that particular qualification, which doesn't match with what we say. So here Pakistan is, because you mentioned that word, so I'm taking this from your question. This is where Pakistani students suffer. Their degree, diploma, certificate mentions 120 credit, which is not 120. So when it comes to New Zealand Qualification Authority, they looked at credit as it is defined. And then they say, okay, your certificate is saying 120, but your learning is only 80. So they reduce your credit hours. This is happens when, but NZQA is very similar to what happens in UK, US, Canada, Australia. So I'm pretty sure if you achieve credit here in NCEA will be equivalent to those universities in US, UK, Canada, and Australia.
Can
Yes.
it be dependent on the university as well? So they can take a similar credits, or they might be for their system they can use it. Can be dependent on
Every university has different criteria, but number of credit by definition remains same. What I mean to say, if you want to do a master in UK, for example, and their master entry requirement says you need to bring 280 credit, then we have University of Auckland. There is another master of same, master of information technology, for example. So if you are trying to get into Australian university, master of information technology, 280 credit, and then we have University of Auckland, master of information technology, 180 credits. So in this way they may be different, however the way they calculate credits will remain same. So for taking admission in Australian university, you will need more credits because their entry criteria asking for 280 credit, University of Auckland asking for 180 credit. So you can get easily. For getting admission in that, you have to earn more credits. You have to do some additional courses. So this is the way university work. And again, as the schools are open, in their delivery system, universities are also open. They are autonomous bodies. They can decide what should be their entry criteria. So these things we need to understand. People usually, many times I receive comments and feedback from my students and their parents. They say, oh, it's really easy to get into this university and it's very difficult. So they think that there is some error or drawback in our educational system, which is not. It is the entry criteria which university decide for themselves. They have decided that they will get students enrolled when they have 280 credit. Another university decides for 120 credit. So on this basis, you cannot get admission in that university, but you can get. So if we have another workshop on university entrance, then we can talk about these few things. Okay, great, good discussion. So each standard is worth credits, as I already mentioned, that contribute towards gaining NCEA level 1 to 3. So every level you have some subjects, you have some standards, and you achieve those standards by achieving credits. Each level requires 80 credits. This is actually which we need to understand as far as NCEA is concerned. Level 1, level 2, level 3, 80, 80, 80. This is what is required to achieve. However, we also need to understand there is some mandatory credits which we need to achieve, which student need to achieve. And those credits come from literacy and numeracy. 10, 10, 20 credits. Level 1, every student as far as New Zealand NCEA requirements are concerned, we need to achieve 10 credits in literacy and 10 credits in numeracy. I guess this picture will explain to you how you carry credits from one level to another. So NCEA level 1 requires, as I said, 80 credits. 20 will come from literacy and numeracy, and you can achieve during this level 1 qualification. 60 plus 20, you will have 80, you can go to level 2. So you carry these credits with you from level 1.
In level 2, we have to do again literacy and
no,
because it is already
20. At any level. So if you have done this, you will take these credits with you.
And then 60 here.
Then 60 here.
Oh.
So see, 60 level 2 and 20 you take from here. Total 80. You are here now. And then you will move to level 3 where you again need to achieve 60 credits. Level 3 plus 20.
20 that one.
These one or from where? I mean, it's not mandatory that you have all 60 credit from here. You can have additional courses. You can have 80 credits. You can have 120 credits. So if you have 120 credits, you will have those 20 with you already. So the total will be not only 80. You will have more credits. This is minimum. This is minimum requirement. It does not mean that you only need to complete 80. You can have, if your child, if your son, daughter is amazing in one subject, he or she can have more standards, more assessments, more credits.
80 is minimum.
80 is minimum. Without 80, you cannot move forward.
You can't go down.
No. This is the minimum requirement to move into. See these arrows. You can only be promoted if you have 80 credits at this level. And if you are studying at level 1, then your credits will come from 20 must come from literacy and numeracy and 60 from level 1. But it does not mean that one student can achieve only 60, he can achieve 80.
So it depends. If my child has got 80 in level 2.
Level 2 here.
Yeah, here. And we want more credits. How we can say that we want more credits?
Go and do more assessments.
So we will talk to the teacher?
Yes. Teacher always, I mean, assessment schedule is always given. So your child needs to show interest. Okay, I'll do 3 assessments in English. I'll do 4 assessments in physics. I'll do 7 assessments in Tereo Maori or Spanish or music or art, whatever subjects are available. So 60 is minimum. But these 10 are mandatory. Okay, so that will make 80. But here you can have more credits. You can have 10 credits in additional maths. You can have 10 credits in English. So if your child achieves 80 here, he or she will carry how many? 80 plus 20, 100. They will carry 100, but criteria is met. Requirements are met.
And we can choose at level 2, level 3, some more credits?
Yes.
In level 3 also?
Level 3, you can have some 60. You need to read it. Is I don't read this. It is written 60 at level 3.
60 at level 3.
So minimum requirement at level 3, your child will need to achieve 60 credits.
And
even if he or she is taking 100 credits from there, it will not work,
it's not
because it's clearly mentioned at level 3, similarly at level 2. So he or she needs to achieve 60 credits at minimum at level 2. Whatever he or she is carrying from here, if she does not achieve 60 at level 2, she will not move.
so
Make
in,
sense?
So
It's really easy to understand, by the way.
so in that case, we will do some more courses, more assessments
Yes,
to get
up to 60,
to 60,
minimum 60.
minimum 60 and then 20.
60 at level 2.
Right.
Here 60 at level 1 are required, plus 20.
Plus 20.
Then you can do 80, you can do 120.
Right.
But you still need to do 60 at level 2.
But that will be counted also. If we got 100,
Total will be different,
total will be different.
but requirements needs to be met. You have to meet this requirement, which says 60 at level 2. Similarly, total will definitely be different. You can calculate for your children whatever they are doing. But when they move to level 3, to achieve this qualification, they again need to earn 60 credits at level 3, plus whatever they are carrying from here.
60 is the minimum.
Minimum.
So 60, that is achievable for a student or not, if I can say.
All students do that.
But like if I want my child to get more than a 60 credit, so he needs to be work up in that same level 1, or that we can
Level
just do
3.
level.
If he is at level 2, he or she will need to achieve 60 credits at level 2.
No, if I want my child to get more than 60, but
He can.
he needs to work within the same level, or that he can do the extra work at the other levels. Or
60 at level 2 are required. Extra credits you can do from whatever, from here or from here.
okay.
This is why we call it mixed level study. It's a mixed level study. If you allow me to go to the next slide, multi-level study.
Yeah.
So this is, what does it mean? What does multi-level study mean? You need to achieve the required credits, which is 60 at the moment at each level. If you have done 60, extra credit you can achieve by doing whatever level you want. For example, I can give you if my son is good in English and he is studying at level 2, first he needs to collect 60 required credits at level 2. But if he wants to get more credits and he is very good in English, I will prefer him to go back to level 1 and do some English courses. 60 at level 2 and additional level 1. They can do that. Similarly, at level 2, if he is very advanced in mathematics and he has done all level 1, level 2 achievements, he can still go and do some level 3 courses.
In level 2?
In level 2, he can do level 3 courses. This is what we call it multi-level study. Make sense?
Yeah.
But 60 level 2 requires it. If you have done 60, then you can go above or you can go below. If you are very good in, because I know some of the students are really good in some subjects. So if they have done physics level 1 all, they can go and ask their teacher that I would like to do some level 3 physics courses. Many students I know they are doing.
And it does not matter that it is in like your favorite subject. It does not matter.
No. It does not matter.
You have many credits in English. What about the others?
No. If a school is offering, they will allow you to. If a school may have some different criteria because they need to cater many students. Like in his college, Avondale, there are 4,000 students. So there are some issues, like sometimes they cannot allow everyone to get into one particular subject. If everyone gets into physics, 4,000, how can they accommodate? So these few things, this is what we call it, delivery is on the basis of a school. Yes. Resources, facilities, teacher available, not available. Sometimes I have seen some of the subject they cannot offer because teacher is not available. So these are the things which we need to take care of. However, system allows you to do. So question was, how many credits? 60 at each level plus 20 that you carry from here. But if you have completed 60 level 1, 60 level 2, 60 level 3, Above and beyond these 60 credits, you can achieve as many as you can. No one stops you, provided the college and the school facilitates your
What about
requirement.
year 3? Means in 3 years, or you can go for year 4 also? If
You can go to tertiary organization.
tertiary only.
You can go and enroll yourself with a tertiary organization. For example, some English schools are there, some Maori schools are there. So he or she, a student, can be enrolled with a Maori course
After year 13,
after year 13. Yes, level 4, what we call it.
level 2.
So we start collecting these credits from year 11, or do we collect these credits in year 9 or 10 only?
Usually they don't allow until you enroll yourself in level 1. So it starts from level 1, which is year 11, which is year 11.
So they are not getting any credits in 9 or 10?
No,
they're
no,
just spending
no.
them.
But
Credit system actually starts with level 1, which is year 11.
But there are some, you can prepare for assessments, year 9 and 10,
You can do some assessments, but you will achieve those credits when you get into level 1.
year 11.
Good questions. Do you have a question? Yes, go ahead.
So in Avenue College, there's very little exceptions, but in year 10, if you already chosen between Cambridge and NCA, for example, if you do NCA, you can start earning credits for
And those credits will be contributed, but once you get into level 1, then it will be part of your level. Did you get what he's saying? He's saying in Everdale College, they allow a student to try to achieve those assessments, even in year 10. But as soon as they get into level 1, then those credits will be part of their record.
Credited in
Yes,
your account.
exactly. So this is about standard. Then I have already explained these few things. There are two types of standards. You also need to understand achievement standard and unit standards. Achievement standards are those which are done by school under NZQA, and they are graded as EMA or NA. What are these things? It is excellence, achieved with excellence, achieved with merit, achieved or not achieved. Not achieved is failed. So there are 3 grading systems. Just like we used to have A grade, B grade, C grade, A plus.
What is the meaning of E, excellence and merit?
Excellence is a student is brilliant.
Like 100 out of 100.
I should not say, I cannot give marks, but this is what it is. The criteria is you have achieved this qualification or this standard with excellence. I will show you how they are different. I'll come back to you. Just let me complete my sentence. So you achieve with excellence, then you achieve with merit, and then you only achieve. So achieve is the minimum level, excellence is the top level, and merit is in between. Not achieve is fail. Yes.
Sorry, just when you enroll in the university, you then get any specific indication like to achieve like this level or not?
Yes. I'm actually progressing towards that. I'm going to what I'm saying. Because when one student is doing a standard and achieving, they are sometimes happy, okay, I have achieved that and I have got credit. But there is another criteria what you are actually talking about. When you get into the university, then these things come into action. And I'll show you how it works. So it's not that if you achieve is fine. You achieve is fine, okay. As far as number of credits are concerned, you will get them. But if you achieve with excellence, is a different story.
If you achieve with excellence, you got, for example, with 6 credits. If you achieve with only achieve with 3 credits,
No,
like,
no.
get same credits.
Credits will be same.
If you achieve with excellence.
Exactly.
Okay.
Credits will be same. But still it's different.
But for university, like some university.
Wait for me. I'll explain to you. At the moment, if you pass a standard, you get the credits whatever is written. For example, if you are doing a Tereo Maori, I have done a Tereo Maori course. I'm not going to tell you whether I achieved merit or what, but I achieved 60 credits. And everyone in the group achieved, if they pass, in these 3 cases, you will get 60 credit if you are doing a 60 credit course. How does it make a difference if you achieve with excellence or if you achieve with merit or if you only achieve? I'll show you some later. So unit standards, you can achieve this by doing some courses at school or industry, tertiary organization, again under NZQA. However, unit standards don't have anything like this. They only have achieve or not. Simple. You have achieve or not. You are pass or fail, and you will have those credits into your records. So there is no grading like excellence, merit, or achieved. I have already discussed about that. For example, you are doing level 2, you can do level 1 or level 3 at the same time. But minimum criteria you need to. Okay, literacy, numeracy, let's talk about 10 credits which you get from literacy and numeracy. Literacy can under NCEA, you can do English, you can do another language, which also contributes toward your literacy. 10 credits of literacy. I hope you know.
That is not included for that subjects which are in English as well, like social studies. One person told me that you can use social studies as well for literacy.
For literacy, there are only two options: English and another. What's that?
International language.
Maori. Tereo Maori. So you can achieve those 10 credits by doing English. 99 times we do English. But there is an option for Tereo Maori. If you do Tereo Maori 10 credits, your NCA will be achieved. However, what you guys are talking about, when you get into the university, there is a barrier. They want you to get your literacy credits from English. So as far as NCEA is concerned, by doing Tereo Maori, you can achieve NCEA qualification. But try to get into university, in many of the courses other than Tereo Maori masters, there are master and bachelor level courses in Tereo Maori. So here is the role of parents. You need to talk to your children what they want to do. If they want to do some bachelor and master degree in Tereo Maori, then they should start getting literacy 10 credit from Maori. It will help them to get into master's or bachelor Tereo Maori course. But if you want to do something else, if you want to do, for example, engineering, if you want to do medicine, if you want to do IT, computing, then university will not get you in if you haven't done your literacy 10 credits from English. So we really need to be futuristic. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So as far as NCEA, I repeat, as far as NCEA qualification is concerned, as far as those 10 credits scores are concerned, you can achieve those literacy 10 credits by doing English or Tereo Maori. But once you try to get into university, majority of time they ask for English, until unless you are doing something in Maori. And when we talk about numeracy, there are mathematics courses, algebra, geometry, trigonometry, statistics, they all are included in numeracy. Again, it is based on what school offers. It depends on what courses and standard school offers, and they have different criteria. But all these things are connected with numeracy 10 credits. Literacy usually 5 plus 5. It is divided into 5 reading, 5 writing credits. There are also unit standards which you can achieve through literacy, numeracy. You can either use different pathways, as I said already, achievement.unit standards as far as literacy and numeracy is concerned. Okay, let's talk about how it works. Assessment is carried out externally, internally. I have already explained to you. Result for each standard tell student how well they have done, and this shows how well you have done with excellence, with merit, with achieve, or only not achieve. If you fail, not achieved. How they are different? If you complete one standard, so now I'm answering what you guys were talking about, how they are different. You will get 6 credit, you will get 60 credits. No one can steal your credits. But if you achieve those credits with excellence, you will have 4 points. These are not credits. They call them points. 1 excellence, 4 points. 1 merit, 2 points. Achieve, 0 point. This is how they are different. And how it makes a difference, if you want to get into medicine degree in university, then they come back to your board and then they will see physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics. They want, for example, 15 achievements with excellence. 120 points, for example.
They will calculate the points as well.
Exactly. They will see your qualification, however, they will also like to see how many points you have. And those points you can achieve by doing excellence, merit, and achieved. Achieve almost have 0. So here it makes difference. Now you go home, go to any university website, and they will tell you how many points they need in what subjects. Those points are subject specific. I want to do masters in applied physics or masters in nuclear physics. They want me to have 80 points in physics, which I don't have because I only achieved. So I have credits, but I don't have points. So admission will be difficult for me. This is how it is competitive.
So in that case, how you will go for that course? Masters in nuclear fuel or whatever?
Two ways. Either you go back and try to achieve those qualifications again with excellence, or there are always alternative pathways. Try to achieve some higher qualification. There are some alternative pathways always. They want you to achieve some master level qualification in the same subject, and then they can enroll you in that particular subject. So it depends on what university has offers.
For bachelor, let's say bachelor of laws, will they tell us like points requirements? Because what I see is like
Yes.
180 points.
Yes.
I thought it was like the end of the university year, 480 points. I see that in the
If it is, these are two different things. What I'm saying, you achieve points of some qualification, that's a different story. What I am is entry criteria. When you get into a particular course in university, Bachelor of Medicine, for example, I know at University of Auckland they want 280 points, which comes from all levels, achievements, credits. You have to have, your son or your daughter has to have lot of points, lot of excellences, point in excellences, because each excellence you get 4 points. And every time you achieve a credit, every time you achieve an assessment, every time you achieve a standard, you have a chance to achieve with excellence. So for example, if you have done in physics 12 standards, in 12 standard, if your son or daughter has achieved all 12 with excellence, credits will be there. 12 times 4, 48 points he or she will have.
So that's where the competitive level comes in. Like
Exactly.
One student is just achieve, one is excellence, obviously.
They are different.
Excellence will be like preferred one for the university.
Obviously. If they have written in their entry criteria that we will see those points, then definitely they will count those points and they will come from excellence. So again, here comes the role of parents, which I always want you to focus on. When they are starting level 1, you have to think about what subject they need to achieve with excellence. If they want to go to biomedical, they want to do engineering, they always have. And also parents, if you want specifically something for children to university websites, check how many points they need in what subjects, because those that okay, I have done English, I'm going medical science, I'm done in English many excellences and I have those points. They will see, no, we want from biology, we want from chemistry. Exactly. So those points are subject specific, and every university has different. Even AUT and University of Auckland are very different. So you need to check what you want to do, what they want to do, and what they want you to do. These two are different things. So I have explained to you formula. 4 extra points, 4 points, 2 points and none. So this is 2 level up and excellence is 4 level up from achieved. 2 level up from merit. 4 points, 2 points and none, only credits. Achieve is only credit because you only pass. This is how they calculate it. If you completed 14 plus credit with excellence, you receive excellence endorsement. NZQA do that for your kids. As soon as they start level 1, they will receive NSN and they will have an account with NZQA where all the credits are stored. Anytime as parent you can go and check what your son is. Even if your son or daughter is saying, "Oh, I'm doing very good," go and check. You can always check how many assignment, how many excellences they have achieved.
But school can trace the student progress and can tell you as well.
Yes, everyone, school, teachers and parents, all of them can check this. So 14 plus excellence, you will get excellence endorsement. 14 plus credit with excellence or merit, mix of, you will get merit endorsement. So these are like high qualification, high achievements or awards, what you call that. And then there is another thing which you also need to understand, certificate endorsements. So if you are achieving, for example, if your son is achieving credits with 50 excellences all over the courses, he or she will get excellence certificate. If your son or daughter achieving 50 plus credits with a mix of excellence and merits, he or she will get a merit certificate. This is how they calculate. 14 plus endorsement, 50 plus certificate. These are the terminologies they use. Do you have, for example, when they will appear in the interview in the university, they will ask, do you have a course endorsement? What does it mean? 14 plus credit. Do you have a certificate endorsement? 50 plus. If someone is saying, I have got 2 certificate endorsement, now you can understand he or she has got 100 certificate of merits or excellence. Then we have external examination. I have already mentioned it happens, as you were saying, November, December by NZQA against all the standards, 3-hour examination each subject. So all the standards are assessed by 3-hour examination for each subject. And they do about 120 different examinations every year. NCEA examination, what they call them.
That exam is designed by NZQA or the school?
Both. They have a panel. They have assessors panel, which include school teachers as well as some non-school teachers too, industry experts.
Like poster school from the internet or like a standardized information.
They have different criteria of selecting assessors. Some of the assessors come from industry.
The paper.
Question paper you are saying, assessment, what we call that. Here in New Zealand we call that assessment. So assessment, they have assessors, a panel of assessors. They design your assessment, and that assessment will be done by a written exam, oral exam, by a demonstration, practical, many different things included. So it's a mix of everything. This is what they call it, multiple intelligence. I have been part of some assessor panels in my particular field, and we design using 19 different methodologies, including written exam is only one thing of those 19. Sometimes we want you to role play, sometimes we want a student to orally present, sometimes recorded presentation, sometimes designing, sometimes music, sometimes song, sometimes reflective writing, persuasive writing. So there are many different, 19 different multiple intelligence, what we call that. So all these type are used in these kind of examination, and then in mid-January results are announced, and you as parents or learners, they can access these few things which you also need to have. I'm giving you many terminologies which we very frequently use. So SRS is school record summary. So from NZQA, for your children, you can get an SRS, which is school record summary. Means whatever they have been doing in school, you don't need to ask their teacher, you don't need to visit a school, you don't need to ask your children and interview them. Just go and check SRS. Then they have ROA, record of achievements. How many credits they have achieved, how many standards they have achieved will be reflected in there. And then they have NZS. There is another thing which many of the parents don't know. New Zealand scholarships. Teacher and student, they always decide if they want to compete for an scholarship. There are financial scholarships available for every subject. And if your son or daughter qualifies for that, automatically NZQA awards that scholarship to him or her. This is what we call them, New Zealand scholarships. Automatically in for university, for industry, for employment, for higher studies, even for international higher studies. And it starts from 5,000 New Zealand dollars and goes up to 100,000, 200,000 New Zealand dollars. Because if my son, I wish he could achieve New Zealand scholarship in every subject, you can just count it, 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, and it will make a huge amount of money in the end. So this is how New Zealand scholarship work. And then university entrance. It's a lovely system, by the way. I want all of you to go through this. You don't need to, by the way, go and check every university's website. They will tell you what is the score of your son or daughter as far as university entrance are concerned. They will tell you based on SRS ROA that your son is eligible to get into Bachelor of Arts at University of Auckland, or your son is not eligible to get into biomedical engineering in University of Auckland because the criterias are connected. They will just simply filter your son or daughter from that. And how they calculate, I have already explained: number of credits, number of achievements, and number of points. Because every university has some points to be achieved before they get into a bachelor degree or master degree. I hope things making sense. So these are some of the information you can get, and maximum information you can get from NZQA. So if you are into it, if you are dealing with those children, I suggest all of you to visit NZQA frequently. Because a lot of information is, don't go to your friends' family or your colleagues' family and their children, interview them, because no one is expert in that. Even I don't understand everything. I have collected a lot of information from NZQA website before coming to you guys. I did not know many things before. Now I know because I read. So before coming to you, before talking to you, I read at home a couple of nights, so that I understand everything, how the system works. So it's really annoying for me. People call me and ask many things, or call another friend who does not know everything, and they top of the most thing, they suggest few things without knowing what is happening. And then people get into troubles in the end. So you do, all of you are mature enough to understand. And NZQA website and components are written in plain language. Just go and read and you understand everything. So this is how it works. You can always go to this. Some more thing. Do we have more time?
Yeah.
I have already discussed, but just to give a summary. Level 1 numeracy requirement, 10 level 1 or above, mathematics credit, plus level 2 literacy, 5+5, as I already mentioned, reading, writing. And it does not only come from English, as I said, it can come from Tereo Maori also. Level 3, they will need 14 level 3 credits in approved subject. Now, this is again very important thing to understand. Schools are very different as far as approved subjects are concerned. In Avondale College, I have just reviewed 80 different subjects they have, which are approved by the university. So we look into many things when we get our children enrolled in a particular high school. We see decile ratings. which has nothing to do with your qualification, which has nothing to do. I hardly see any parent look into the what subject they have on offer. They always and first they look, oh, decile 10, okay, go there. And then they realize when their children come into year 13, they realize they are not offering physics. And I want my son to be civil engineer. So other than decile, you need to check what subjects they offer, so that when they go into the university, they don't face any trouble, any difficulty. Decile has nothing to do with the qualification, standards, assessment, subjects. But approved subjects, yes. How many of you think about approved subject before getting your children into a school? So this is really important. I have recently viewed the list of subjects. They have 80 different subjects, starting from accountings, passing through drama, music, reading, writing.
So for the approved subjects, they need to take the subjects since level 1 to level 3.
Exactly, throughout the course, throughout the level, throughout the years.
What happened if, like, in level 1 he missed it and then he take the subject from level 2 to level 3?
Always.
And is that okay?
Always come back, but it again depends on school offering. If they offer to your son or not. You need to negotiate with them. You need to talk to them, talk to the teacher. But first thing, if the college offers that subject, if they have teacher available, if they have facility available, if they have room for your son or daughter. So it depends on many ifs. But first thing, when you get into one school, you can check many different things. You can check whether it's in your area, in your zone, in your decile interest or something like that. My concern is check for subjects also. Many schools I know, they don't offer mathematics at level 3. So what you will do then? It will be very difficult for your children. So 14 level 3 credits, making 42 plus 60. So achieving level 3 qualification requires 60 credit at level 3, as I already mentioned. Then also we need to understand university degrees, university entrance is one thing. Some of the children, they don't want to study. Yes. So after level 2, they can join these vocational pathways. And believe me, these people can still earn millions of dollars.
Yeah.
This is not career of lesser god. These are all high profile careers. 6 different industries: creative industries, primary industries, service sector, social community service, manufacturing, technology, construction and infrastructure. I have some of my friends working in construction industry. They hardly go to office and they earn many times more than me. So everyone has different preference. I'm just sharing with you available industries at level 2. If they have level 2 and they are feeling hard to study at school, just take them to one of those industries. Easy. And they can make their career in any of those pathways, which we call them vocational pathways. And also higher studies are available in these. Because if your son is interested in electricity work, he can go to service sector. He can be a certified electrician, commercial, domestic. And then there are qualifications available, level 4, level 5, level 6, level 8, level 10 qualifications. Yes.
Is there any scholarships available to come into those
Yes.
pathways?
Yes, many. And believe me, more qualifications are available in these sector because they are funded by industry itself. Industry wants to grow themselves. They want to develop professionally. They want electricians to be developed. They want service sector to be, banking industry to be developed. So your son can start working in a bank after level 2. And there are many different qualifications available with scholarships. So if he or she stops studying at level 2, don't think it's the end of life. No, there are pathways. Get into a sector, get into an industry, automotive industry, automobile industry. Many chances, many qualifications available. So they can still, as I said already, while working they can achieve qualification, they can achieve credits, they can continue achieve qualifications. So these sectors you can keep in your mind if your son or daughter wants to finish school at level. And this is the requirements for different industries. For construction, they required 72 credits. For creative, only 3 credits. Manufacturing technology, 40 credits. Primary, 9. Service industry, 0 credit. And I'll come back to you why they are so different. Social community, 3 credits only. Does it raise a question in your mind why it's 72 and why it's 0?
Maybe a higher earning band.
No. Because they have their own unit standards, which you get while on the job. Did you remember I showed unit standard a few slides before? Unit standard is still a credited qualification which you achieve when you work. So they develop you when you work in here. For example, I mentioned banking. They just want you to bring some mathematics background with you, and then they have their own qualifications as unit standards, which are not categorized as, if I show you, when I mention unit standards, yes, here it is. So unit standard you complete at industry under NZQA, and they are only achieved or not achieved. So you go and work with a bank, enroll yourself with a unit standard. For example, unit standard in high risk banking or loan appraisal. There are many different, I'm just sharing what I have in my mind. So being a loan appraisal officer, do some unit standards at level 4 and achieve credits and promote yourself, professionally develop yourself. You will start from a retailer, and then you will move to manager, and then you will move to director. And so this is how industry sector works in here. It's not unlike university. Is I claim industry is always like a university here in New Zealand. You work in a university, you achieve qualification, you be promoted. So point is, if you are not studying at university, does not mean you are not learning. You are still learning and you are achieving credits, and those credits are still recorded with your name because they are unit standards, as I said. So those credits are not only achieved by standards, they are also achieved by unit standards, which you can do in industry because they are again connected by NZQA. Any questions? So these are vocational pathways, and they are the requirements of vocational pathways. Last but not the least, I think this slide is the most important slide of today's discussion, which we usually don't do. To start parent-student conversation, how many of you sit with your children before they get into level 1 and talk to them what they want to do? And how many of you don't try to put your interest into your children's interest? We always sit, okay, come and sit, talk to me. I want you to be a doctor. Go and select subjects. End of conversation. So point is, you need to talk to them about their strengths, about their interests. What are your goals when you leave school? What you will do when you end school? Are you ending your school at level 2? Okay, fine. Then think about vocational pathways. Are you completing level 3? Okay, think about university entrance. What qualification you need? What is your goal and what qualification you need to achieve? Do you need level 2? Do you need level 3? If level 3, what subjects are needed? If subjects are needed, how many points you need? How many excellence you need? things like that. All these need to be discussed, planning, and then what subjects are actually needed to achieve that. As I said, you just look at decile 10 school and there is no physics available, and your children was actually interested in applied physics, nuclear scientist, radiology, physical imaging, and physics is not there because you are only interested in decile 10. Okay, decile 10 is there, no physics, go with that. So these questions you need to answer. You need to find answers with your children, and these will help you to get maximum of the system. System is there, it's up to us how can we get maximum benefit of this system, and we can only do so when we understand the system. So this was a little effort from my side to make all of us understand what system has to offer and what we can achieve by this system. I hope it is really helpful for you. There are some apps available from NZQA. You can just go to Play Store or whatever we call for iPhone, iStore, iPlay, Play Store. You can find those applications and you can download and you can file a lot of information available. In the end, I would like to thank the organizers, Indonesian Islamic Center, for providing this opportunity to discuss this really important topic. Because I am also father of a son who is studying at year 11, so it's really important for me to understand. So I started from me. Then I have collected all this information from NZQA website and Ministry of Education website. So I'm thankful to them as well. Last but not least, if you still want to be in contact, these are some of my contact details, and I'll share with Indra brother, and he'll be able to share with you guys. Thank you so much. Any question in the end? Yes, go ahead.
Is there any system that for scholarship, is the point or the credit is more effective?
Both are important. Every scholarship has got different criteria. For example, if your son wants to compete with a physics scholarship, they will have a criteria which is available on NZQA website. So when you visit NZQA website, look for NZ scholarships, New Zealand scholarship, what they call that. New Zealand scholarships are available in each subject, each level, and they have different criteria.
And the scholarship usually we apply or the school suggests that all this game between.
School provides your son or daughter a chance to compete. While they do assessment, they need to mention that okay, scholarship is available for this subject, this assessment, and everyone is automatically included. Top 5, for example, scholarship is available for top 5. If your son or daughter comes in top 5, he will get a scholarship. He or she will get a scholarship.
Some scholarship we have to ask.
You need to show interest, yes. And all the school, their teacher, their class teacher, they communicate to you, because it's a matter of privacy and confidentiality. They don't automatically take your son or daughter into the competition. You need to consent because they are minors. Being minors, you as parent and guardian, you need to show your consent. Okay, fine. Then they include your son or daughter's name into the scholarship competition.
But they can tell you that your children can compete.
Yes, they always communicate. And sometimes there is, by the way, this is very good question which just raised another point in my mind. Many times which I recently observed, what happens, they don't communicate directly with the name of your son or daughter. They share a newsletter which we don't read. We just delete. So kindly spend some time to read through those newsletters which come very frequently and regularly from schools. Because in newsletter on page 5, they have given that, which you missed. So it's really important to read those newsletters. Because I can understand from school's point of view, they have 4,000 different children. How can they and all the schools are short staffed at the moment. You also need to understand their deficiencies. So whenever they communicate something, kindly spend some time and read through everything, because you never know what you are missing on page number 9, which is actually directly connected with your son future or your daughter future. So mostly they announce scholarships on those newsletters. So whenever one email comes from school, consider that email important and related to your son or daughter.
If the student wants certain subject in the school and they have it, but there are a lot of other children and they want it, and we are keen, but we still didn't get that subject. So what happens next, or what's the process? Like if you're going for physics for certain.
Yeah, I understand that, and I have experience. My son also, he was interested in commerce. You remember year 9? And because of the same reason, too many students and 1 or 2 teachers available, he missed that commerce.
So when we are selecting high school, should we also put the number of students, like certain
Exactly.
has lots, this will be a problem.
Yes, this problem can appear.
I think the high school, they always give you one option and the other option. They always put you like two.
Many, yes.
If you are not getting in that, then you will be qualified for the other one of mine.
But if you really like number 1, then it will be a problem for you. Yeah. And especially if this subject is important for your future pathway, then you are actually losing something serious. But keep in your mind, even at higher level, a student can come back and study it again, so that at the time of university entrance, there is no deficiency.
But sometimes there's a prerequisite for, like if they're in one certain
Exactly.
course, then
Level 1, yeah.
but you didn't get in
Yeah, it happens. There are some issues, as you are mentioning.
Like if you're not qualified for level 1, like in commerce, then you can get back from level 2 to level 1 and then get the commerce.
If it's on offer, if it's available, because if your son did not get that before because of lot number of students, so number of students will remain same and they will prefer to who are coming in. So yes, there are deficiencies, there are difficulties also. That is why we need to be really mindful of what we are selecting. We don't need to rely on one particular pathway. We need to have alternate pathway. Like if commerce is missed, what other we can do? What next we can select? So it's good that I'm making your mind thinking now. So I can feel the objective of this workshop is achieved. Thank you so much. Thanks, brother. And I'll be happy to be with you guys again whenever it comes to it. Thank you so much again. Jazakallah. Thank you so much, Furqan bhai. हमारी अपनी